Well, we're coming to the end of our service now, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And I'd also like to thank those people who've been involved in putting the service together. Thank you very much to Phil and Joss for bringing us our prayers this morning, and for Joss for choosing our songs, and for James for bringing us our message. James certainly gave us a lot to think about, and I wonder whether there was anything he said that really stood out, something that's going to really make you think over the week. For me, I was thinking about how people reacted when something unexpected happened. So we had Ananias, who, when he was told about this guy, Paul, and God said, right, I want you to go and pray for him, was quite understandably apprehensive at first, although he did obey. And then when Peter had his vision, and God said, I want you to eat this unclean stuff, he initially said, no, Lord. And maybe those two words shouldn't really go together. And then we had Cornelius, who wasn't a Jew, but God was working in his life because he'd called out to God. But Peter wouldn't have expected this. He wasn't a Jew. He's not someone that he would have expected to be interested in the God of Israel. And that made me think, I wonder, is there someone that we know that might be a bit like Cornelius? Someone who is calling out to God who we might not be expecting? Is there an area that God is working in where God is really laying those foundations that we might not be expecting, but God is going to lead us to? Are we prepared to go to those unexpected places? And I wonder whether there might be an area of our lives where at the moment we're saying, no, Lord, too. That's something I'm going to be thinking about this week. And it made me think about a passage in the Bible about where we need to be focusing our vision, where we need to be looking at. And that's a bit from Hebrews 12, right at the beginning, verses 1 and the first part of verse 2. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. I wonder, do you have any stories of God working in an unexpected way that you would perhaps share with us? And are we, as a church, as we're moving and being replanted into Hope Church, are we excited and expecting God to be working in an unexpected way? Are we going to trust God to be God? And are we excited about this journey? Well, I would encourage you to join us on Zoom at 12 o'clock to continue with this conversation. Everybody's welcome, and the conversation will go on for about half an hour, so from 12 till half 12. And the link is just below this service. If you just scroll down and click the link, everybody's welcome. And don't forget, there's a summary and going deeper section, which is a PDF available again in this service. So that's going to have some questions that you can just focus on through the week. And I'd really encourage you to do that. Thank you very much for joining us. May the Lord bless you over this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.